Footprints of Peace didn't start as an idea. It started as a strategic signal of resonance with intent. A gathering, a moment, a spark. In Miami during Art Week at Bit Basel, where we voted art to the moon. And then globally, we hosted the first ever World Space Party in Uganda in alignment with Rotary Club in Kinoni. During the April Cosmoplex, we brought you the Hempec Symposium, where infrastructure meets innovation, and Earth and Water Day, where purpose meets action, connecting communities across continents through one shared vision. Collectively, tens of millions reached, millions engaged, and we've only just begun. System transition. Because this is not a single event, it's a system. A global activation framework designed to connect culture, science, policy, and humanity into one unified movement. We continue the momentum with a celebration of the 250th anniversary of the United States in Philadelphia with our event. The next 250 years aligned with the World FIFA game on July 4th. Join us and punch a bag, kick a ball and take a breath. Then with Power 2 Positive, we are in Mongolia, COP17, August 17th through the 28th, where climate meets the land, where conversations become action. Then the world anchors Times Square, New York City, International Peace Week, September Cosmoplex, live in Times Square from the 18th through the 22nd, and then activating the world, synchronized Global Day of Dance on September 23rd. This is the global stage, where visibility becomes participation, and participation becomes movement, growth, expansion. From there we expand, farm aid, real music, real agriculture, real impact, Paris, science in the city, international policy, patience, innovation. Then we synchronize across continents, across cultures. The month of October unites the world and beyond, starting with Puerto Rico Space Week in coordination with the Caribbean Spaceport Alliance. Origins, a global synchronized event anchored in South Africa and expanded across the world. One moment, one planet, one origin. Then the 13th annual Catskills Halloween Festival and Oddities Market in New York, an experience unlike any other. We close the year with the return at Miami Art Week with Bit Basel and other activations. Where culture meets capital again. Then we convert. April 2027 Cosmoplex, or 419 Bicycle Day, 420 Cannabis Day, 421 Hemp Day featuring Hempex, 422 Earth Water Day returns. Global synchronized activations, finishing with the legacy events across New York City on May 1st. Cannabis Parade, the Million Mushroom March. This isn't just a campaign, it's a blueprint. Footprints of peace. One movement, one world, one future.
Change doesn't wait. Why should you? Welcome to the Gaia Guild, Global Action Impact Awareness. At GaiaGuild.com, thousands are coming together. Creators, innovators, changemakers, building a future that matters. Your membership unlocks events, classes, and connections that spark action. And explore the G3 collection and exclusive guild merch at GaiaGuild.shop. This isn't just talk, it's movement and action. Gaia Guild. Join today. Become a guilder. Visit GaiaGuild.shop.
Sweet Home CannaBama Radio is evolving. Join us every Monday night at 7 p.m. Central on FM Talk 106.5 along the Gulf Coast, or watch live on YouTube as we bring you the latest in plant medicine, advocacy, wellness, and culture. Featuring recurring appearances every other week by Poppa Snoop and Dr. Dana, plus special segments focused on veterans, seniors, recovery, education, and healing through plant-based solutions. More conversations, more education, more community. Welcome to the next chapter of Sweet Home CannaBama.
It's time for Sweet Home CannaBama, a show that'll answer all your questions, provide accurate information, and dispel the myths of CBD. You can participate and have your specific questions answered by emailing sweethomecannabama.com. And now for all things cannabis in Alabama, here's your host, Jennifer Boozer.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Jennifer Boozer Stewart, your host here at Sweet Home CannaBama Radio, right here in Mobile, Alabama. We are live on the radio from the Florida Panhandle to the Mississippi Gulf Coast on FM Talk 106.5 every Monday night at 7 and live streaming via YouTube. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, all the things, which has now become my motto, all the things. We would love it if you would share this broadcast, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, help us spread the messages that we have every week to help empower the people of not only of Alabama, but of the entire nation who are wanting to learn about cannabis and hemp and all of the ways that they can benefit us and the earth. Current events, we're going to jump right in. Callie's Apothecary that opened about 10 days ago. They reported a great week. They made about $14,000 in sales. And the AMCC expects 8 more stores to open this summer. And integrated facility licenses may be delayed by more litigation once hearings are done and licenses get the go-ahead, pushing those additional dispensaries into 2027. We hope not, but based on the last 5 years, we expect it. I'm sure they do too. Once the litigation for Yellowhammer dispensaries is done, that will add another 3 dispensaries to the 9 we are waiting to open. An interesting article today in AL.com. I want to read. I took a screenshot of this because you'll be appalled, and I was appalled. Alabama has one of the strictest conditions in the nation for medical marijuana, requiring monthly pregnancy tests in a doctor's office for certain patients. For women aged 11 to 50, the state requires pregnancy tests every 30 days to keep their registration current, unless they can show proof they've had surgery that prevents having children. And here's a quote. I am not aware of any other state that has a framework like this, said Dana Sussman, Senior Vice President of National Legal and Advocacy Nonprofit Pregnancy Justice. This, I think, is the first sort of mechanism of regular surveillance, regularly proving you're not pregnant in order to access something that is available to or should be available to everyone. Let me just tell y'all, back in the day, everybody knows about my history with pain pills. They never asked me if I was pregnant. They gave me Oxycontin and methadone. They gave me Percocets and Lortabs and sleep-in pills and all the pills. And nobody cared if I was pregnant or not. Nobody cared. So this is insane. Every month you have to go to a doctor's office, which let's just bring back up the subject of 23 counties not having delivery rooms and pediatricians' offices, hospitals closing all over the state. The bare minimum, if any, healthcare available, especially in rural counties. This is a huge, huge impediment to women. And at 11-year-old with catastrophic seizures, now you got to take them down to the doctor's office once a month and make them pee in a cup. I mean, this is insane. And roll Tide, y'all. Alabama just be Alabamian. This is insane to me. It's a way to, a lot of people are commenting this is discrimination against women. I don't know how I missed this part, but now it's, been brought up in the news. I actually got a call from a reporter about it, passed that on to the Alabama Cannabis Coalition so that they could make an official statement because, this is insane. Pregnancy tests once a month in order to be able to get the medicine you need for 11 and 12 and 13-year-olds. I mean, I don't know. It almost seems like they don't want us to have this, y'all. Anyway, on to other things. Federal cannabis rescheduling lawsuits. Multiple lawsuits have been filed to block the federal move to reschedule cannabis, including suits from state attorneys general and prohibitionist groups. Arguments include lack of proper procedure and unfair regulatory advantages for state licensed operators. Next. The Justice Department places state licensed medical marijuana in Schedule 3, and now there are lawsuits trying to end this, but they are scheduled to meet June 29th to basically have a hearing to broaden what rescheduling even means. Right now, as it stands, medical cannabis is Schedule 3, and recreational cannabis, i.e. the same thing without a medical card, is Schedule 1. So how a substance can be Schedule 1 and Schedule 3 makes no sense, but they are going to be meeting in about a week and a half to basically let us know what's what. Who knows? At this point, nothing would shock me. Last week, I told you that the 4 amendments that were given to Congress to either add time before this hemp ban goes into effect in November, or make regulation to replace what was put in place with the continuing resolution. All of those were shut down before they could even go to the floor for debate. And, I said I was on a Zoom with the hemp industry and Farmers of America. They do a weekly Zoom, and Ted Cruz was on the last one. And he said that Mitch McConnell is the reason why this is happening. And until Mitch McConnell retires or leaves office, whatever, that this may not be something that we can overcome. I just want to say on a side note, yesterday, Mitch McConnell was hospitalized and his office says he's receiving great care. We don't know why he was hospitalized. He is 84 years old. So, of course, we don't wish anybody any ill will, but, anything can happen, and who knows? And I feel like a jerk for even bringing it up because it sounds like, I don't know. Anyway, I just know that Mitch McConnell's in the hospital. We wish him well. We don't want anybody to be hurt, injured, or die, but he is basically the wall between us and getting reasonable hemp legislation, and we know that he accepted almost $900,000 from the alcohol industry in order to do that. So, moving on, Texas reinstated their smokable hemp restrictions. A Texas appeal court allowed new rules to take effect again, including higher fees and limits the THCA flower and concentrates, though the enforcement remains unclear. And North Carolina, the most sensible state among these United States when it comes to hemp, has passed a bill that basically put into place everything we wanted here in Alabama, which is an age restriction of 21 and up, and clear packaging and labeling and testing requirements for quality and safety assurance. But they did not ban any type of product or limit any type of product. So congratulations to North Carolina. I know South Carolina is still fighting for their lives just across the border there. And tonight and for the rest of the summer, we're going to go back to basics with special guest Poppa Snoop, who is a Vietnam veteran and a veteran advocate, and Dr. Dana Lillestol, who is a natural medicine practitioner and educator who specializes in caring for addicts, veterans, and the elderly in Arizona. And you guys have gotten a chance to meet them a couple of times. They will be on the show tonight. But why are we getting back to basics? I think that we get lost in a lot of the legal battles, the legislation, and the constant bad information. And we forget that there are still so many people that do not know even the basics of this plant. And people still fear it, reject it, spread bad information, just due to a lack of knowledge or personal experience. And cannabis education is such a mountain of facts and research and anecdotal experience that we need to always return to the basics in order to fight the propaganda and help our communities to better understand how to fight for their rights to consume the plant. And, last night I was at an event and I was talking to an older gentleman, and he visibly had tremors. And so I was trying to say, hey, because he was telling me, I've tried this, I've tried that, it didn't work. I've got this thing stimulating my legs. And I was, trying to explain to him, have you tried CBD? Here's what it is. Of course, he did not know what it was. And there was a voice of somebody said, well, don't tell him that it's illegal. And I'm like, no, it's not. And they're like, yes, it is. And I'm like, no, it's not. So in everyday interaction, we know that people are just walking around with bad information. When we come back from the break, we'll have Poppa Snoop and Dr. Dana. Stay with us.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Game day in my house is everything. I get out of class, I grab my gear and get to the game because I can't wait. And my dad, he does the same thing. He's an official here in Alabama. He makes the tough calls, stays cool under pressure, and knows ball like nobody else. I want to be just like him. You can too. Sign up at highschoolofficials.com.
Welcome back to Sweet Home CannaBama. Now with all the information you want about CBD, here's your host, Jennifer Boozer.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You're listening to Sweet Home CannaBama Radio. Tonight, we've got Poppa Snoop and Dr. Dana back in the house. Welcome to the show, guys.
Well, thanks.
Poppa, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Dr. Dana, how you doing?
Wonderful, thanks. And yourself?
Good to see you. See you again.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into this. Poppa Snoop, you meet with so many veterans in your advocacy work. How important is simple and thorough information about cannabis to our veterans?
It's real big because I went to the Copper building with my agent Tina and Erica maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. It was a lot of veterans there that was on medication from their VA, and I'm one of them. But most of them said that cannabis relieves your pain quicker, better than the medicine we get from the VA.
Right.
So I'm looking at all the things they had, the ointment and back pain and shoulder pain and stuff. And I was really impressed, and they gave me a lot of it. And I use it, and they're right. To me, it's better than the VA.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think one of the disconnects is that if you don't know anything about it, it's hard to know what to ask. Do you agree that most people that you speak with who are not in cannabis industry have little to no understanding about what it does and how it works in the body?
Most of them don't. I'm tell you why, because most of these little seminars I've been through where people was really selling it, like the one at the Copper building in Phoenix, most of them don't really get up to even tell me to see what it's all about.
Right.
Me, my thing is, the VA was giving me all kinds of medicine years ago, right? I got 100%. And what they was giving me, you can become addicted to it. Now, I was born and raised in Mississippi. I grew up on the herbs and the things that they're doing.
Right.
I understand that. And people have to realize it's enough herbs on this herb to cure you from this and that and other. most people, when they start getting sick or get ailments, they run to the doctor.
Right.
And me, I'm different. I go to my stove, get my herbs, put them in the pot, lemon, lime, and I'm good. Okay,
Yeah.
so like I said, my thing is to let them know to go to some of these seminars and talk to some of these veterans that's in the business, and let them know that the herbs are much better than the medication.
Right. Yeah. Find a professional in the industry that knows how to teach you what you need to know, because you don't know how to approach your doctor. And most times, I don't know how it is out there on the West Coast, but around here, most doctors are ill-informed, and they aren't informed at all. And it's hard to know what to ask because they don't know what to tell you, So you got to find people in the industry, or find programs, podcasts or websites that can give you the answers that you need, so you can get a chance to try it. Dr. Dana, do you agree that too few people have a proper understanding?
Yes, and especially elders and veterans.
Yeah.
The exception is that individual's been using cannabis since they were a teenager, but it's rare.
Right. Yeah. You have those people that you hear. Well, and sometimes the people that say, "Oh, I've been smoking since I was 15," and they're, 60 years old. Sometimes they're the hardest to teach, because they use cannabis in one way, and that one way worked for them for the most part. But it's hard to get them to sit down and have a better understanding, because sometimes, everybody likes to smoke. I mean, not me, but, everybody else. But it's not always the best method of consumption when you have a serious or chronic illness or something like that. It's just not always the best method. So, yeah, I agree that people who have smoked a long time are out there, but for the vast majority of the rest of us, you have zero base of knowledge except the war on drugs and the DARE program.
You're right.
Well, let's just get down to some important terms. CBD, or cannabidiol. Dr. Dana, tell us, what do you think our audience needs to know about this powerful cannabinoid?
The number one thing is it's amazing for epilepsy or a convulsive disorder, or for our military men with a closed head injury. It helps with pain, inflammation. It helps with the internal rusting or aging of the body. It's good for mood, like anxiety. It helps with bone stimulation.
Yes.
And one thing people don't know, it helps to increase serotonin, which is that feel-good hormone. So as women, we know when we feel down, we eat chocolate, sugar, brownies, cookies. Serotonin goes up. It also helps with dopamine, and dopamine makes us feel good and have energy. So those are some of the things CBD can do, and it helps with sleep too.
Yeah, and the inflammation, for me, that was the kicker for me. The way that it kind of clears the sources of inflammation from the body, and then creates that homeostasis or balance in the body.
Yes.
So when the brain is balanced, it functions properly. When the immune system is balanced, it functions properly. Same with the organs. And to me, that is something that people really don't fully understand. Well, let's talk about THC, tetrahydrocannabinol. What should people know about the most dominant cannabinoid?
That cannabinoid is psychoactive. So in our elder or our veteran, it can make you feel a little out of control. In the elder, I'm concerned about if your mobility isn't what it should be, it could make it worse. So you need to be careful.
Right.
It's really good to stimulate appetite for those people with cancer or like losing a lot of muscle mass, don't want to eat. Good for nausea, good for pain. It is good for mood too, but you have to be careful if you have some anxiety, because it can spike anxiety. So you're going to have to play with your dosage.
Right. No, that was my first experience, was the paranoia. And I tried it a couple times, in my 20s. Who knows where it came from, and it made me paranoid, and I did not enjoy that. But now that I know, even when I started out in CBD, I was afraid to try higher THC products because I did not want to have that. But I had an understanding now that when you have a balance of CBD and THC, that, and all of the other components of the plant with the entourage effect, a little bit of THC goes a long way. Don't you think?
Oh yeah, it's synergistic or additive when you put it in the drawer with another substance from the plant. Like if you put it with CBD.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Poppa Snoop, how are we doing so far? Do you think that these simpler explanations and breaking down the definitions and the list of what these products can do are good for people in the veteran community that have no basis of understanding?
Oh yeah. It's simple because seminars that I have been to, a lot of those guys, I mean, they have elements of Vietnam. I mean, I have elements of Vietnam. All the ones that I met at the Copperville, once again, they broke it down to where I can understand it. Really, I was new to it.
Right.
And they broke it down and said, this, do this, do this, do that. Let me say this. I grew up in Mississippi, right? Mm-hmm. And when I was a kid, when I got sick, I caught a cold. My grandmother and my mom, we had a tree in Mississippi called a sassafras tree. You can know them, you should know about it. You dig your root up, right? Mm-hmm. Clean it off, and you boil it, and I put some my mom, she put some chapman chime in it, and go to bed at night, cover up, put a big quilt. Back then we had quilts, right? A big quilt.
Right.
They feel like a brick,
mm-hmm.
and they are. And when you go to bed at night, you sweat like out of a weapon. The next morning, you brand new. That's what I was telling my grandkids. Start running to the drugstore, buy NyQuil, buy this off-the-shelf medicine. So right. I have a cousin in L.A. I'm going to see him this weekend. He has a whole room full of herbs. And I make sure that I give it to my grandkids. I bring some back because that's what I grew up on.
Right.
I don't believe in medicine. No,
right.
Against doctors, I just don't believe in it. So that's the thing that veterans love. They're going back to the old folks remedy, period.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Most medications, the side effects, and when you're talking about multiple medications, people have, side effects on side effects. Then you're taking something for the side effects, and it's just too much. What do you think the most common misconception is that you hear from patients, Dr. Dana?
That they can get high with cannabidiol or CBD.
Exactly. Yep. That was part of my conversation from the first segment about me recommending it for tremors and her saying, well, you don't want to get high and it's illegal. And I was just like, no. I have much work to do.
There's a second one too. Uh-huh. The second one is cannabidiol, CBD, that's addictive.
Yes.
And then I can talk that.
Right. No, well, we'll have a whole episode about that one day. And we have done many on addiction and how we have been able to help people with street drugs and narcotics and alcohol and meth and heroin and all the things with just full spectrum CBD that does not impair in any way. One of the more miraculous parts of being able to do what I've been able to do with my dispensary and being able to do that with the show, because so many people don't understand that. But thank you guys so much for joining us again today. Next time we'll dive into what exactly the plant does, and we're going to continue with this series this summer. Every time we get together, we're going to talk about what it is, what it does, how it works, how to use it, how to be responsible, and how to advocate. So thank you both for being with us tonight.
Thanks for having me. Dr. Daniel, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, Papa. We loved having you on.
Hey, I love being on. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good. Thank you, Dr. Dana, so much for your expertise and information. Stay tuned after the break for our next guest, Stephanie Zink. We're going to talk about some insurance. And this is new to me because cannabis is never covered by insurance, but she's going to tell us about the Association Health Partners and their policy that may be able to help you out in that department. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with Stephanie Zink.
FM Talk 106.5, the Gulf Coast Weather Authority, and Dr. Bill Williams.
The Gulf Coast can expect showers and thunderstorms tonight. Low temperatures will be in the lower 70s at daybreak. For Tuesday, Mostly cloudy with showers and thunderstorms, highs in the lower 80s. And the outlook for Wednesday, showers and thunderstorms are likely with highs in the upper 80s. This is meteorologist Dr. Bill Williams for FM Talk 106.5.
I'm Roseanne Haven from WKRG News 5. A man arrested accused of breaking into a church and stealing. Detectives say 49-year-old Lucino Hall broke into Williams Chapel Church on Hale Street off Mobile Street last night. They say he got inside through a window. No word on what he's accused of taking. Mobile police are trying to find out who fired into cars at an apartment complex. They say shots were fired Saturday night at the crossings at Pinebrook on Azalea Road near Airport Boulevard. No one got hurt. A man killed in a crash on Airport Boulevard yesterday has been identified. Investigators say 55-year-old James Beck Jr. was pulling out of a parking lot near General Bullard Avenue when an SUV slammed into his truck that died at the hospital. I'm Roseanne Haven from WKRG News 5. Local coverage you can count on.
I pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Happy birthday, America, from FM Talk 106.5.
The United States of America.
Welcome back to Sweet Home CannaBama. Now, with all the information you want about CBD, here's your host, Jennifer Boozer.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Tonight, we're going to be talking with on a new topic. Our guest, Stephanie Zink, is here with us. She is a wife, mom, and grandmother of two beautiful baby girls. She spent almost 4 decades as a litigation assistant before diving into the healthcare industry and the MAHA movement through medical practices and government policies. She found too many people struggle with services that focus on benefiting corporate entities and ignoring basic care. Couldn't agree with that more. And as a believer, she cannot ignore the damage being done to those in pain. She has chosen to work with cutting-edge healthcare providers to expand benefits treatments that have historically been overlooked, whether seeking access to medicinal cannabis supplements or alternative benefit options. She can support employers, employees, and gig workers. Regardless of your lifestyle, she will help you explore the coverage that fits. And the key for everyone is access to benefits that work for everyone. Everybody, welcome Stephanie Zink.
Thank you so much for having me on, Jennifer. I'm very excited. I'm eager to tell people exactly what we're doing because the more people know, the more they will sign up.
That is the theme of tonight. The more you know, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, no, that was a great segment with Poppa Snoop and Dr. Dana.
Yes.
There's, and I really appreciate your show and you explaining to people everything that's going on legally. Because it does, and even if you're not interested in cannabis, that's the first step, and it will go on to other alternative medicines.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One day it might be, you might have to have a license and a medical card to get vitamin C. I mean, where's the end of that bucket,
Correct. That's exactly the way my mind thinks after working for so long in the legal industry. For the most part, I specialized in insurance defense, so I know how they work.
Yeah. Yeah. And now more than ever, you see just some diabolically sad situations where, people in America, supposed to be the best country in the world, the most, abundant country in the world. And I know more people that can't afford medical treatments with or without insurance. I spent 5 years as a single mom with no health insurance, just hoping that nothing sent me to surgery or the emergency room because it would have ruined me financially. And, even with insurance coverage, the copays and deductibles, and I mean, who can afford that? The premiums are so high that most people have to abandon it. And at what point does it all just break down? And, people will die because of it.
You're absolutely right. I met with a business today, and they're trying to figure out where they can skim because their monthly premiums are high, their deductible is high, and then their copay. So once they meet their deductible, which is like $8,000, then they're still on the hook for 50% of the whatever procedure they have to be. I can't even imagine the burden that puts on an individual or a family. I mean, imagine if you have kids. That you're stuck paying these astronomical bills.
And I imagine if you have kids that have ongoing or chronic health problems.
Yes.
So it's really sad. Well, let's talk about insurance. Up to now, because it is still federally illegal, no health insurance companies cover the use of medical cannabis or hemp supplements, right?
That is correct. So our coverage, it's not the same as what you think of as health insurance. It's benefits that you use and on a more economical basis. So you're not paying for things that you're not using.
Right.
So for instance, our coverage costs, it's 6,000 or more medical treatments for full coverage nationwide, no deductible, no copay.
Wow.
365 days a year, virtual care at no cost.
Wow.
Urgent care visits at no cost. I mean, there's a lot that you can do virtually.
Yes.
Especially everybody's got a camera on their phone. You just open up the camera and have a conversation with the doctor. If you've got pink eye, they'll ask you to see that. If you've hurt yourself, they'll say, okay, show me what it looks like.
Right.
I mean, all of that has been opened up tremendously.
Right.
We have thousands of prescription drugs that are available at no additional cost. We have discounts with dental and vision, and the base plan, it's under $400 a month, and that includes wellness stipends.
Yeah. Wow.
So we have what's called, how we have been able to integrate medicinal cannabis is we have a wellness stipend, and you add that program onto your benefit package, and it provides you $100 or $175 a month in a stipend that you can spend however you want.
Right.
So if there is medicinal cannabis that you have a doctor's prescription to use, you go and buy your product, you submit the receipt to an app that we have, and then you get reimbursed up to $100 or $175
a month, right?
A month.
Yeah.
So this is a benefit every month.
Right.
And if you need to use it to get a medicinal card, you can use it for that.
Wow.
We have this mobile for our benefits plan. We have a mobile app that connects you to healthcare specialists. So you just put in what your issue is.
Right.
They'll find a specialist in your area. They'll even help you make appointments. Also, it contains all of your medical records in this app, and we call it the medical vault. And you don't have to worry about whether or not the doctor has all your medical records.
Right.
Because you know how that is. You go to the doctor, and every single time you've got to fill out all of these forms.
Right.
Don't you have that? I mean, come on. This is the 21st century. They should have all that.
Right. Yeah. I've had 14 surgeries, and when I go somewhere and they ask me my surgical history, I'm like, how many extra sheets of paper can I use? And then they're just taking your word for it. And not everybody is savvy with medical terms. And, I'm 48. Digital records weren't a thing until I was, halfway here. And people that are older, most of their medical records were not digital files, and it leaves these gaps, and that's important information.
I remember going when I was younger and taking a file with me.
Oh, yes.
The doctor would have
absolutely
all of that information, because really doctors, they're going to talk to you. And if you forget a symptom
right.
that just kind of slips your mind because you're nervous, you're going to the doctor, blood pressure goes up.
Right.
And all of a sudden you forget a pertinent symptom, they're misdiagnosing you.
Right. Or giving you medication that is not going to be good for you if it doesn't hurt you.
To what you might be taking.
Right.
That can be a really scary event.
Right. Right. Wow. Well, what other forms of alternative therapy and supplements? You talked about being able to get reimbursed for getting your medical card or for being able to use it at your dispensary. But what about things like massage, things like, other types of supplements? If I want to go get some saffron and a probiotic, does it cover that?
Yes. I'm so glad you asked me that, because that's the key component of the wellness stipend.
Right.
What about rolfing? Anybody know what that is? That is a specific type of massage.
Yeah.
That's included.
Right.
And it's also called structural integration. Craniosacral therapy. Anybody that's had serious injuries to their body, craniosacral therapy is very key to helping flush out some of that trauma. Acupuncture.
Yeah.
What about supplements?
Right. What about IV hydration?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. IV vitamin therapy is also on the list. We have detox programs and cleanses, special diets, weight loss programs, stem cell therapy.
Really?
Yes. I mean, if, and this is one of the things I talked to several of my friends, because they're like, well, Stephanie, I don't do that. I don't go and smoke weed. I don't get edibles.
Right. I can see their faces and hear their voices now.
Yes, exactly. I said no, but you go to a naturopath that prescribes these supplements.
Right. Or you go get lymphatic drainage massage, or you use probiotics and parasite cleanses. It doesn't have to be exclusive to cannabis. But it is unique that it would cover those items, because up to now, my husband has an account that he can use to buy his knee brace or the TENS unit that he wants to put on his back, or certain other devices or things that are covered under that. But it surely wouldn't be valid for medical cannabis or in a hemp dispensary or anything like that.
That's correct. But this, it is.
Yeah. Okay.
And because we're also working with employers, that if they're able to incorporate this wellness add-on, that adds to their tax deductions.
Yeah. Well, that's good too, because.
And I'm not a tax professional. I'm just saying that it works.
Right. Anything to counterbalance what you owe the man, huh?
Well, I mean, right now it's whatever we can do, and I see the cost of healthcare going up and up and up, and it's not helping anyone.
Right. No, it's like a roller coaster we can't get off of.
Correct. I spoke to a gentleman today. His lower back was hurting. So we went into the doctor, and he says, well, I've had kidney stones before. So they automatically assumed that was what was going on with him. And a really expensive scan. And he's like, I can't afford to go to the doctor again the rest of the year.
Oh, wow. And they still didn't fix him. Yeah.
Correct. And it didn't fix him because he doesn't have kidney stones.
Right. Well, I've been on the opposite end of that stick, where I knew I had a kidney stone because it had happened many times. And your body. If I tell you my kidneys are hurting, my kidneys are hurting, and there's something wrong. I know that pain, and I've been dismissed many times because it's just your back. No, I'm telling you, it's not. And then after 2 more days, it's your gallbladder. No, it is not, because I know where that is too. All of a sudden it was kidneys. Thank you very much. What am I paying you for? And that was when they admitted me. And that's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a day. It's insane what you go through and end up with no help. And a lot of times the help they give you makes you an addict, there's just no other alternatives. And here we are trying so desperately to offer this alternative to people. And we get doors slammed in our face every day. When we come back from the break, more with Stephanie Zink. Stay with us.
Beat the summer heat with primetime basketball as over 200 travel youth basketball teams converge at the Mobile Convention Center June 26 to 29. Both girls and boys teams from 2nd to 12th grade competed in a nonstop action weekend. Everyone 12 and older, a weekend pass is $50. A one-day pass is $30. The 2026 Primetime Gulf Coast National AAU Basketball Tourney, June 26 to 29 at the Mobile Convention Center.
A dog? I'm not. I was born for a purpose, to bring you hope, to guide you out of darkness, to stand by you as you rediscover life. When past battles cloud your mind, I push them away. You tell me I'm your hero, just as you are mine. You hold me when you're afraid, whisper that I saved you. With me by your side, no challenge is too great, no night too dark. I'm your guide, your companion, your friend, your light. A dog? I'm not. With me, you see the world again.
Discover hope at Dogs Inc. Visit us at dogsinc.org to learn more.
Welcome back to Sweet Home CannaBama. Now, with all the information you want about CBD, here's your host, Jennifer Boozer.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to Sweet Home CannaBama right here on FM Talk 106.5 in Mobile, Alabama, broadcasting to the world from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, all the things. We're talking tonight with Stephanie Zink about insurance coverage for natural supplements, alternative therapies, and yes, medical cannabis and hemp products. Stephanie, do you think this type of coverage will become more common, especially with Medicare allowing a $500 a year stipend for seniors over 65 to receive full spectrum CBD? Do you think these insurance companies will be able to stomach it? Do you think Big Pharma will fight it? What do you think?
Yes.
All of it. Yes.
I am so glad that when it comes to Medicare, that seniors, but that cuts out a huge segment of the population that isn't over 65.
Right.
What are we doing for them to improve the quality of their life, especially when it comes to CBD helping with inflammation? I mean, as you know, inflammation is one of the biggest problems that most people have issues with because it leads to all these other issues.
Right. It's the root of disease, disorder, discomfort. It is the starting point of everything that's wrong with you.
Yes. If you have IBS, it's usually because of inflammation.
Yep.
Arthritis, and these are things that can hit early on.
Right.
These aren't just age.
No, they're not. No, I had an arthritis diagnosis at 15 years old. So yeah, no, I'm living proof.
Yeah, and do you want to be taking a leaf or Advil?
No, and back then it was naproxen from CVS, and tears up your stomach.
it tears up your stomach. You run the risk of having an ulcer,
Mm-hmm.
and you never know where that ulcer is going to hit.
Right.
Another thing that I worry about when you're having to take pharmaceutical grade drugs is that long-term detriment to your body, and
Right.
it's everywhere. It's not just your stomach. Because some of those things, they have lasting side effects.
Right.
Right. And honestly, you know, everybody sees the ads nowadays. It used to be, you know, they were 30 seconds long, and the last few seconds were the side effects. And now
it's 30 seconds worth of side effects and 5 seconds worth of people laughing and prancing around.
Laughing and carrying on, and someone's going, a side effect is death. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not signing up for that.
Yeah. No, my favorite ones are the ones for psoriasis. Because they're like, oh, you can have clear skin, but it may cause leukemia and death and all that. I'm like, well, I guess you'll look good in your casket. I mean, what is the point of this?
Exactly. And what kills me, and this is, you know, and it's not because I have to take anything, but I have family members that do. And if cannabis was more freely available, they would use that. I mean, I got my mother to go to a naturopath, and she gripes about it every single time because she has to pay out of pocket. Luckily, she can. But I tell her that all the time. I said, you could be taking statins.
Right.
And watching your brain shrink.
And ended up in a home 10 years of dementia before your body just withers away and dies. We see it all the time.
She's almost 83 years old, and she's running around her neighborhood.
Right.
She runs circles around neighbors.
Yep.
So, you know, these are things that we should have more choices in how we conduct our lives and the quality of our lives.
Yeah.
And it kills me that 80% of the world uses cannabis on a regular basis.
Right.
What is wrong with our country that, you know, just in the last 100 years, they've decided that it's a bad thing.
Right. Right. Exactly. You know, before the Marijuana Tax Act of 1937 and the invention of aspirin by Bayer around that same time, and, you know, propaganda and reefer madness. I mean, who knew? Wouldn't we all love to know that our marketing campaign outlived us by 80 years? You know, and that people will still repeat the same bull that they put in these crazy headlines in the 1930s. And that's what they believe. It's insane. The marketing was off the charts there. And what's disgusting is that it was all a lie. And that's all that stuck was the lie. And how many people have suffered needlessly because of that giant marketing effort by a bunch of diabolical rich dudes.
That all really their motivation was to make money.
Absolutely. Yep. I mean, name another industry that is a threat to alcohol, pharmaceuticals, big oil, trees, cotton. I mean, you name it. Cottonwood, petroleum, all can be made from hemp, you know, and then there's the medicine and the ways that it can replace all of, I mean, who even knows how many prescription drugs are on the market right now? You know, it's insane. And the plant could make 90% of them needless, you know, and it's not a panacea. It's not the only thing, but that's why God gave us every other plant in the world so that we could have what we need. Food is medicine. Medicine is food. Put it in your body. And that starts in Genesis. When God gave us dominion over the fowl of the air, the fish of the sea, and the beasts of the field, he gave us every seed-bearing herb for food. And that's all we needed. Everything we needed was put here for us, and we have stomped it out in order to in order to make money.
It's tragic.
Yeah.
There is no other word for it. It is an American tragedy.
It is.
That is we're still allowing to be perpetuated. I try to talk to legislators about it and say, look, you need to stop this.
Right.
Open it up. Well, they have pharmaceutical lobbyists that take up an entire building in Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah.
And, the lobbying firms. And, if we had politicians, and I'll go on my political rant for just a second, we had politicians that would stop accepting money from pharmaceutical companies.
Yep.
And vote for things based on their conscience or what their constituents want.
Mm-hmm.
The world would be a better place.
Something that just popped into my head that a naturopathic doctor here in Mobile told me one time. He said that the oncologists in the area, when their wives get breast cancer, they don't put them on chemo and radiation. They bring them to him, to a natural medicine doctor who's going to check their vitamins and minerals, who's going to cleanse their gut, who's going to give them herbal supplements and natural remedies and therapies. That's the people making the most money off of cancer patients. So if I were to get breast cancer, they would want to burn my body from the inside out and radiate it, but they'll take their wives or their daughters or their mothers to the real practitioners of medicine.
Yes.
And that is truly disgusting. Yeah.
Parasites. I mean, we're learning more and more all the time.
Yes, we are. And most people don't go for it. You have parasites. If you can hear my voice, you have parasites, period. I'm about to do another parasite cleanse.
Ham with your breakfast on Sunday morning.
Yeah, I have done a parasite cleanse and experienced how much better it made me feel, the lack of sugar cravings. I mean, everything about my health got better. And it's been far too long since I've done that. And I've had the stuff to do it and I keep putting it off. But I'm inspired. I'm going to go home and do it. But absolutely, parasites are a plague and nobody talks about it. They act like, since sanitation and indoor plumbing, nobody has it in America. That is bull. If you believe that, you are deceived. Go do your research.
Well, I have a product. I don't want to tout it because but I'll send you a link.
Okay. Good. Well, when we decide to talk about, and I know Dr. Dana and I want to talk about parasites soon too. Maybe we'll all three talk about it. We're out of time for tonight. Stephanie, thank you so much for being with us. Where can we find your company website?
Okay. Well, 3 places. TeamZink with a K.com is my website. If you want to reach me there, you can call me directly at 602-816-6252.
Okay.
Or email me directly at support@teamzink.com.
All right, we got to go. Thank you so much, guys. Stay tuned every Monday night. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you guys, and God bless American cannabis and hemp. Good night.
Right arm, right leg.
Left.